Good morning. Oh, what a wonderful response already. Good morning and welcome to the graduation of St. Mary's College High School. I am Mr. Anton Olivier, faculty member for 42 years, department chairperson and director of the Performing Arts Program, a graduate of the class of 1970, proud parent of 3 graduates, and grandparent to 1 more graduate, and master of ceremonies for this celebration. In a few moments, the class of 2018, the faculty, administration, and the Board of Trustees of St. Mary's College High School will soon profess into the theater. But before they do, I'd like to share with you the manner in which we celebrate our commencement at St. Mary's. First of all, let's take the time to take a moment of silence. We're going to silence any cell phones or electronic devices so that they won't disrupt our ceremony. Thank you. Also, inherent qualities which mark our graduation exercise are dignity and honor. Our graduation is formal. As such, we ask that everyone respect every aspect of our program. Such respect is shown by appropriate applause when called for, and out of respect for each member of our graduating class. And so each person's name can be properly heard. We ask that applause be appropriate. You know what I mean. Now, the Board of Trustees, the administration, and faculty are attired in traditional academic regalia. In the commencement program, a description of these distinctive garments and what their colors and styles signify can be found. This gives the significance about the academic regalia being worn today by our graduates and our faculty. Well, the moment has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as we begin the commencement exercises and welcome St. Mary's College High School's class of 2018. Now, to begin our ceremony, we have members from the class of 2018 to lead us in prayer.
Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. Let us remember all the times we have been in the holy presence of God these past 4 years. Let us remember our parents, guardians, family members, and dearest friends who have provided steadfast support throughout both the joys and challenges of our high school, of our years at St. Mary's College High School. Let us remember the faculty, staff, and administrators whose dedication to each of us and to our St. Mary's community have helped to foster the environment and education in which we have grown both intellectually and spiritually. Let us remember the De La Salle brothers whose passion for the mission of education has given us that we are called to live a life of faith in which our gifts and talents can help those most in need. As we head on whatever path that is set before us, let us remember these people who are witnesses to God's presence in our lives and the blessings God has bestowed upon us through them.
An ancient blessing reminds us, when there is faith, there is love. When there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is God. And when God is present, nothing is missing. We ask you, all loving God, to give us eyes that see your kindness and love, both in ourselves and in others. Give us ears that hear your voice through the stories of those around us, lips that affirm and defend the dignity of all people. Give us hands that reach out to and serve others, generous and merciful hearts even in the most difficult times, and give us feet that walk on paths blessed by you, that lead to more wonderful experiences than we could have ever imagined.
May we carry this blessing in our hearts as we continue our journey of life, and in more difficult times, may we remember that we have already been blessed by the greatest gift of our lives, that is to be alive, because we have the capacity, talent, and intelligence to live the life that God has given to us. Let us go with joy and happiness, under the protection, mercy, and love of God, and with the blessing of the Virgin Mary, our patroness and mother. Friends, family members, faculty, and class of 2018, never be dismayed with the brokenness of our world, but intentionally be the blessing it will take to mend and fix it. So go and love intentionally and unconditionally as God loves each of us. Our world waits for the light that is you. St. John Baptist de La Salle, live Jesus in our hearts.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure at this time to invite to the podium Brother Edmund LaRouche, FSC, President of St. Mary's College High School.
Well, good morning and welcome to all of you. And a special welcome to the Golden Grads and their families. Thank you all for being here this morning. Graduation is St. Mary's most significant event of the academic year, and many people have fulfilled many essential roles in getting to this day. And it is only fitting that we recognize them. Fulfilling the role of governance is the Board of Trustees. In 1993, 25 years ago, the District of San Francisco of the Brothers of the Christian Schools formed the board and entrusted it with the responsibility for governing St. Mary's and ensuring that it should remain a LaSallian school where young people including those from underserved families, receive a quality Christian and human education that is animated by the vision and spirit of St. LaSalle and the heritage of the Brothers of the Christian Schools. The Board of Trustees governs St. Mary's through the establishment of broad and high-level policies. The services of the trustees are entirely contributed. We are fortunate to have a number of trustees with us this morning. Trustees, as I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Dr. Fiona Doyle, chairperson, parent of Catherine Blair, class of 2009, and Ian Blair, class of 2012. Mr. James Jordan, class of 1989. Dr. Christina Chavez, class of 2000. Mrs. Kathy Hill, parent of Edward, class of 2010, and Nathaniel, class of 2012. Mr. Kenneth Jackson, class of 1971. Mrs. Rosemary Kim, parent of Catherine, class of 2009, and Matthew, class of 2015. And Mr. David Topetti, class of 1991. Trustees, thank you. Also fulfilling essential roles have been the administration, faculty, and staff, a highly talented and committed group of LaSallian educators who have caringly accompanied, mentored, and taught the graduates these past 4 years. I'd also like to recognize them, and I invite the faculty, staff, and administration to please stand. Thank you. Also fulfilling probably the most essential roles have been, we're having some paper issues here this morning. And those fulfilling probably the most essential roles have been the parents and the guardians of the class of 2018. St. Mary's wishes to thank all of you, parents and guardians, most profoundly for having entrusted your sons and daughters to our care and for having made the many sacrifices necessary that it entailed. It has been a privilege and a pleasure for us to have partnered with you these past 4 years. I invite the parents and guardians of the class of 2018 to please stand. Again, thank you. I'd also like to make mention of the many individuals and foundations that have supported the tuition assistance program. They have made a difference and certainly have made a difference in the lives of this class, along with all the other classes at St. Mary's. It is important to note that tuition assistance made it possible for 61 of the graduates to attend St. Mary's and to graduate this morning. And so it is with much gratitude to all of them. Lastly, I just want to offer a few words to the class of 2018. The trustees, administration, faculty, and staff, and I, along with your families and all alumni, warmly and proudly congratulate you on your graduation from St. Mary's, on your impressive college admissions, and on your many accomplishments. We're very, very proud of you. Today, we hail and salute you and with mixed feelings, send you on your way. As you go forth, it's our hope that the Lysaean core principles will continue to take root in you, grow in you, and to guide you as you continue to form and strengthen the convictions of your hearts. Two of the biggest questions you will continue to wrestle with are, who do I want to be, and what do I want to do? However you work out your answers to these questions, please remain the good people that you are. Love yourselves, love God, love your neighbor, and be true to your families and true to your alma mater. This evening, as you take your next step further out into the world, the entire St. Mary's family extends to you heartfelt and prayerful wishes for your success, happiness, and well-being. And remember that you are Panthers forever, and wherever your futures take you, stay in touch. Class of 2018, we love you, and may Jesus live in your hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Edmund. We continue our celebration of recognizing outstanding academic achievement by members of the class of 2018. Those students who are graduating cum laude, which means with praise, for having achieved an overall academic grade point average of 3.20 to 3.49 and are wearing a white tassel. Would you all please stand at this time? Congratulations, graduates, and please be seated. Wonderful. We can do better. Those students who are graduating magna cum laude, which means with great praise, for having achieved an overall academic grade point average of 3.50 to 3.74 and are wearing a gold tassel. Would you please stand at this time? Congratulations to you, graduates. And now please be seated. Those students who are graduating summa cum laude, which means, of course, with highest praise, for having achieved an overall grade point average of 3.75 and above, and are wearing a gold tassel and a gold cord. Would you now please stand? Congratulations to you. And please be seated. At this time, it's my pleasure to invite to the podium Dr. Peter Imperial, Principal of St. Mary's College High School.
Good morning. Graduates of the class of 2018, congratulations. This morning, this happens every year. I spent about 5 hours on this speech in the last 2 days. This morning I got up and went, it stinks. So I was sitting there in my underwear at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Calvin Klein underwear. And I picked up your yearbook. And I wasn't getting a lot out of it as far as inspiration until I got to the baby pictures. And I swear to God, this is what I learned. Mom, Dad, we should have had you send us these baby pictures before they started as freshmen. Because these babies are these people. There is a picture of Dylan Wyatt. Dad or Mom's taking the picture from above, looking down. Dylan, surprisingly enough, his mouth is open. He's wearing sunglasses and an Oakland Raiders jersey, and it's like he's saying, I want to talk back, but I'm too smart for that. Then there's Olivia Connor, who's just laughing. She's lying back with her head back like she just had a cocktail, and she's just smiling. Micah, the only nude photo in the book, is raising his hand as if he wants to answer a question in class, which, as we know, was pretty much every time a teacher asked a question. Simone Rice has a hat on, I think it's a riding hat, like an equestrian hat, and it's tilted to the side like Audrey Hepburn. And she was always one of the best dressed kids in this class. I wasted the next hour going through looking at all of these pictures of you. By the way, Parker Bochet, I loved the pirate look. It was very funny. I did want to say a couple of things, and I always like giving advice. I think graduation speeches that do not have advice are no fun at all, especially when you keep getting older. All you want to do is give advice, so I'm giving it. Here's the first one. Never wear a business suit with shorts. I've only seen it twice. Last week, and he's big enough to get away with whatever he wants to do, and then that Angus Young guy from AC/DC. Second bit of advice, it's kind of in the same vein. Always know what the score is. Oh, there can't be Cavalier fans in here. More seriously, and this is the advice we try to give, I'm an econ teacher, from your first paycheck, start to take a little bit out every paycheck, put it away, and pretend that you don't have it anymore, and leave it there. I've repeated this before, but it demands repetition every year. For a man's wardrobe, there need not be much. However, there should be two things: a navy blue or black blazer and a fitted white Pima cotton dress shirt, long sleeve, never short sleeve. If you have those two things, you can go out on a date, you can go even on an interview these days and do the Obama look and still get the job. For women, the advice is men don't give advice about women's wardrobes. To stop. Number one, get more sleep than you're currently getting. You're going to need a lot of it. You should exercise every day for 30 minutes. Eat fresh fruits and vegetables, but do not eat kale. Somewhere on Wall Street, there is a securities trading firm. All they're doing is selling kale-backed securities and laughing to the bank. It is a horrible foodstuff. You've finished high school. I think it's important to say the obvious. If you're going to college, make sure you finish. Only 33% of Americans over age 24 have a college degree. But those Americans with a college degree make in their lifetimes 68% more in salary or wages than those with only a high school degree. Yeah, there's not a funny one at all there. That's just really good news and good important stuff to listen to. Okay, I'm going to shift to what sent me off track this morning. I was reading a Time magazine article by a man named Stephen Brill, and he was explaining why we, pointing to my generation, ruined this country. And it lined up with what I read last week in the Atlantic Monthly, which said pretty much the same thing, that my generation has done a very good job of creating a meritocracy, qualifying for that meritocracy, and then turning around and making sure no one else can get into the meritocracy. I don't know that it's exactly true, but it's something worth thinking about, because as I was thinking about it when I was just 3 years older than you, there was this new group of people on my college campus, which happens to be this one, and we called them yuppies. And they were all over the fraternities and sororities, and they were wearing white, cotton, Pima, fitted dress shirts, 501 jeans, and they all became bankers and lawyers. I'm not sure that was the best choice for my generation. We avoided the draft. Unlike the men of the class of 1968, one of the most important years in this country's history, we had it pretty easy. We had no draft. I am, by 3 months, too old to even register for the draft. We have benefited a lot. For you, you too are privileged. You have many, many privileges. Mom and Dad have given you tremendous privileges. I would suggest that you take full advantage of it. Get that college degree and go out and change the world. It's not in horrible shape, but it could be in a lot better shape. Now, I'm going to shift attention away from the students for a second and talk to moms and dads. Andrea Panlilio is our head of counseling. Andrea, could you wave? She is blessed or cursed to have an office next to mine, so every morning I have to go talk to her and spend a half an hour. She told me last week that her sons, she has 2 kids about 6 and 8 years old, named Declan and Desmond, were playing in the house while she was working. Usually 2 boys in a house is noisy, really noisy, and it went dead quiet for a while. Any parent of boys knows that this is a warning sign. And then she heard. So she got up. She looked through the house. She got down to the laundry room where Desmond had put Declan in the dryer. And was reaching for the button. Fortunately, the kids are short, couldn't get there, or else Declan would have needed serious ironing. Andrea does tell me that she hung the boys out to dry in a different manner after that. All of us have experiences as parents like this. You guys have them as children. And the thing that struck me was, yeah, that was a difficult one. That one can be very dangerous. You don't want to do that. But parents, you and I are part of a generation which have overprotected our children. Now, the good news of that is that these kids do less drugs, they tell me. They have less sex. They take fewer risks. But in the last 10 years, they did a study of 31,000 college students. The number of college students who reported suffering from anxiety-based mental illness issues has more than doubled from 10% to 22%. And they attribute it to a couple of things, but one of them is that we, as parents, have tried to treat our parenting the way a carpenter does work. You control for the humidity, you control the style of wood, you measure 3 times, you want to make it perfect. This is the work of a teacher here at Cal named Allison Gottnick. She said, really, parenting is more like gardening. You cannot control for rain, pests, outside influences. All you can do is work the garden and let it grow. You need to be a little patient with anxiety of your own to let go and let these kids thrive. It's been part of trying to assure our kids a place in the upper reaches of our society, economically speaking, but we're not doing ourselves much of a favor. College campuses are doing the same thing, and they are adding the stress on these kids. They felt it in applying for colleges. I'm very proud that we have 3 kids going to Ivy League schools, a bunch of kids going to UCLA and Cal. Those things are great. But I am also proud that these kids are going to Diablo Valley College, Berkeley City College of San Francisco. You did not win the race by getting into college. When my dad was 18 years old, he went to college in the fall of 1946. He didn't want to go. He was a skinny Galileo High School graduate, didn't speak English until he was 7 years old. His dad, with an 8th grade education, an Italian immigrant, and by the way, immigrants. His dad made him go to college. He told me that he sat in that first college classroom, all male back then at USF, and he looked around, and it was different. He looked around and he realized that the guys sitting next to him were not like him. They were not skinny, pimply 18-year-olds. These were men. They were 26, 28, 30 years old, and they looked different. And my dad told me he realized these were the first guys coming in on the GI Bill. These were the guys that fought at Iwo Jima and Okinawa and Normandy and Anzio. Some of these guys liberated death camps. These guys were going to college because they didn't have the chance before, and they had already seen life. It was not about vanity for them. It was about education and their family. I hate that term, the greatest generation, because we always compare things. However, there are some things to emulate there. For you, wherever you're going to school, or if you don't go to school, all you need to do is the best you can. And by the way, getting a B or a C or even failing a class is okay. Get up again and try it again. I've been told again by Ms. Molinelli that there's an over and under about how long I will speak. Since I teach econ, especially The Big Short, I know how to rig a market. So I'm getting off the stage soon, but I do want to say a last few things. We will miss you. We were remarking just this morning, that we didn't have any discipline issues with you guys in the last couple of weeks and months. Now, you don't know what this means. Mr. Banks, the teachers, the coaches, the last couple of weeks were like, please God. The boat dance is wonderful because what can you do on a boat dance? You got to stay on the boat. Although I did have one student ask at 11 o'clock, what time can we leave the dance? And I said, you know it's a boat. You have achieved well here. Last night, we have a 4th place finisher in the state of California in the triple jump in Kali Hatcher. She just made that. We have actors, we have athletes, we have students, and we are everything. We are proud of you for who you are. You need to work harder only because that's what God puts in front of us. So keep working harder and know that we will miss you. God bless and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Imperial. On Friday, June 1st, the St. Mary's community honored the class of 2018 at our traditional senior presentation. At that ceremony, the following honors and awards were given. And we ask the graduates to stand as a group as the honors and awards are mentioned. Families and guests, please refer to the program for the individual names of each student. Those graduates who were recognized as California Scholarship Federation lifetime members, CSF, and National Honor Society members, NHS. Would you please stand? CFS members are wearing a pin, and the NHS members are wearing a gold stole. Thank you, graduates. Those graduates who are recognized for their exceptional work on their senior project, would you please stand? Now, these students are wearing a red cord. Thank you, graduates. Those graduates who received a certificate for a St. Jean Baptiste de la Salle Award for Academics and or a plaque for a St. Mary's Talent and Service Award. Would you all please stand? And thank you, graduates. Could we please congratulate all of these honorees? Thank you. Each year, a student is chosen from among the graduates to deliver the valedictory address. The graduate is chosen based on achievement and on how they have lived out the core principles of LaSallian education. The valedictory address is meant to inspire the graduating class as they turn towards the future, to reach for higher ideals, and to put what they have learned into action. Olivia Connor has been chosen as valedictorian for the class of 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Miss Olivia Connor.
Good morning, St. Mary's, Board of Trustees, Brother Edmund, administration, faculty, parents, the Golden Grads of 1968, and the class of 2018. I am so grateful to be among these soon-to-be graduates of St. Mary's College High School. There are a lot of people in this graduating class who've grown up and glowed up in the last 4 years. Parents, if you don't know what glowed up means, just ask your graduate after this. It's a compliment. I recall some rolly backpacks and really long hair. I remember a time where we maybe shared a little too much with one another over Snapchat and in text messages. Those moments will forever live on with us in yearbooks and, unfortunately, the internet. This moment came far too quickly for some, and for others, couldn't get here fast enough. We've been through a lot in our 4 years. We've lost classmates, faculty, and staff members, and gained amazing new ones. We have new insights, new skills, and new experiences under our belts. As a class, we've banded together to support people from all corners of the country and across the world. We've done a lot, and I hope all of you are proud. So what's next for the class of 2018? Some are off to college, some are staying nearby, others, like myself, are going a little far away. I'm sure you parents have some mixed feelings about that. I know my mom joked about kicking me out, but now that it's happening, she's not such a fan. Others still will be joining the workforce or taking a year off to gain more knowledge and experience. Here is where our futures diverge. We are all taking different paths, full of possibilities, but also unknowns, which can be scary. We are venturing into new territory, and I would be remiss not to note the uncertainty I feel in leaving my own bubble. We are all born into bubbles. These bubbles can help us feel safe. For some, they signify a time in childhood where there wasn't much to worry about. Made from thicker or thinner soap, our bubbles can start out huge. The older we get, the smaller our bubbles get. Once you blow a bubble, it can't get any bigger. They fill up with memories and hopes for the future, maybe involving a college we want to attend or a dream profession. They can also fill up with doubts, anxieties, and questions about our place in this world. If you took advantage of opportunities presented to you as a St. Mary's student, you had a chance to test life outside of our bubbles. You know, it's like when your hands are all soapy, so you can like poke a bubble without actually popping it. Maybe you traveled for Enrichment Week and you went to Haiti or Israel or Montana. Or maybe you stuck around the Bay and encountered something that inspired you here in our own backyards. Maybe you participated in Social Action LaSallian Team or Peace and Justice and helped to orchestrate community service events. If you paid attention to the world around you and really absorbed all that was going on, you may have caught a glimpse of life outside of our bubbles. Something possibly misleading about bubbles is that they're clear, see-through. So people inside bubbles might not know that they're in there and remain oblivious to the efforts of those who keep our bubbles aloft. We instead recognize family and friends who've helped us navigate adolescence. For me, that's my mom, my dad, and my grandmother. We also celebrate all those whose brightness and dedication uplift our St. Mary's community. Members of our buildings and grounds crew, like Miss Aguirre, some of you know her as Fabi, who keep our campus beautiful and take care of us in many ways we don't even realize. Staff, like Miss Willette, in the main office, whose smile, constant jokes, and spunk shine brightly through our days. She'll be missed in retirement. Administrators, like Brother Edmund, who's concluding his tenure as president. Brother Edmund has led this school for many years and made it a home for all of us. And teachers, like Mr. Olivier, who's also graduating alongside us as he ends his remarkable 42-year run overseeing dramatic productions at St. Mary's. During previews for this year's musical, The Addams Family, Mr. O asked us to reflect on the question, what do you love? He always encouraged us to find and pursue our passions. Thank you, all of you, for helping to make St. Mary's the wonderful place that it is. Class of 2018, our bubbles are about to pop. Now we prepare to enter into a world in which people may not care about us so much, one in which we certainly won't be spoon-fed, according to Dr. Imperial. What does this mean for us? To those feeling that St. Mary's has left them unprepared, I say you are wrong. As I explained, because bubbles are clear, sometimes they're easy to miss. St. Mary's has taught us to live with purpose, and that is what we need to face the challenges ahead. From the classroom, to the stage, to the field, and beyond, we have learned to value education, to love and respect one another, to be a voice for the voiceless, and care for those less fortunate, to fight for justice, and to have faith, even in something we may not fully comprehend. By no means are we the best versions of ourselves. We have a lot of growing to do still. It's an uphill battle from here, but we have a solid foundation in our LaSallian upbringing. I cannot say that as a graduating senior, I have all the answers, that I found my one true calling in life, and all I'm doing is setting out to accomplish it. But I can, with 100% honesty and truth, say that St. Mary's has sparked a fire in me to find it. My hope for myself, as well as every single student in the class of 2018, is that we find the answer to Mr. Ho's question, that we find our love. I don't mean our soulmates, although I hope you find that too. I mean our passions, our reasons to live, to learn, grow, and give back. It will be hard, but nobody said life would be easy. These next years will be an adventure unlike anything we've ever experienced. No nets and no bubbles. But I have full confidence in every one of us to succeed. Whether we were close friends or acquaintances, I carry an appreciation for you in my heart. Thank you for the laughs and lessons learned. I can't wait to see where we go next. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Olivia. Each year, St. Mary's College High School presents special awards to those graduates who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement in the various academic disciplines. These are achievements of the highest standard. Graduates, would you please come forward when your name is called? The Pablo Picasso Award for the Visual Arts, named in honor of the complex and creative artist, is presented to the graduate who has excelled in the area of visual arts. This year's recipient is Matthew Cohen. The Paul Robeson Award for Performing Arts, named in honor of the multi-versatile performing artist and social idealist, is presented to the graduate who has excelled exceptionally in multiple disciplines of the performing arts with both commitment and courage. This year's recipient is Avery Martin. The Brother Alfred Brousseau, FSC, Award for Mathematics, named in honor of the renowned mathematician and physicist, is presented to this graduate who has demonstrated both exceptional insight and outstanding mathematical competence. This year's recipient is Diego Ricon. The Dante Alighieri Awards for World Languages, named in honor of the eminent medieval Italian poet, are presented to the graduates who have excelled in the study of language other than English. This year's recipient for French is Aubrey Sahoria. And this year's recipient for Spanish is Maxwell Pollock. The John Henry Cardinal Newman Award for English, named in honor of the esteemed theologian and literary scholar, is presented to the graduate who has excelled in the study of literature and the communication of the written word. This year's recipient, Alexander Poletayev. The Eleanor Roosevelt Award for Social Science is named in honor of one of our nation's greatest first ladies, who dedicated her life to achieving human rights and social justice for all people. The award is presented to the graduate whose work in social science has been exceptional. This year's recipient, Daniel Caldwell. The De La Salle Award for Religious Studies, named in honor of the founder of the Brothers of the Christian Schools and patron saint of all teachers, is awarded to the graduate who has demonstrated not only reverence for God, but also an outstanding understanding and appreciation for the contemporary religious issues of our day. This year's recipient is Olivia Connor. The Galileo Galilei Award for Science, named in honor of the Italian physicist and astronomer, is presented to the graduate who has excelled in the area of laboratory science. This year's recipient, Alexander Bolatayev. And the final academic award given today is for general excellence. General academic excellence. This award is presented to the graduate who has achieved the highest grade point average over the 4 years of their high school career. But this year, there are 2 graduates receiving this honor. Yes. And of course, they are Avery Martin and Joe Tachinsky. The final awards are presented to the graduates who most embody the Catholic and Lasallian heritage and tradition of St. Mary's College High School. The Die Verbum Award for Faith is presented to the graduate who best models the gift and virtue of faith and of living with gospel values. Named after the Second Vatican Council document called Word of God, Divine Revelation, this student celebrates the Lasallian core principle of faith in the presence of God and quality education through their activities this year. This recipient is Ricardo Gonzalez. The Lumen Gentium Award for Community is presented to the graduate who has performed outstanding work in the building of true Christian community here at St. Mary's by promoting each student's universal call to holiness. Named after the Second Vatican Council document called Light of the Nations, this student celebrates in particular the Lasallian core principles of respect for all persons and inclusive community through all of their endeavors. This year's recipient, Lila Singh. The Guardian Beth Spees Award is presented to the graduate who best exemplifies Jesus' call to serve others. Named after the Second Vatican Council document called Joy and Hope, the Church in the Modern World. This student celebrates the Lassallean core principles of concern for the poor excuse me, and social justice and quality education through their example. This year's recipient is Olivia Connor. We are honored to welcome back members of the class of 1968. These men represent the continued commitment of all of our alumni who represent the rich tradition and heritage of the school and are committed to furthering the mission of St. Mary's College High School. Mr. Lawrence Puck, Class 1978, and Vice President, will assist Brother Edmund in the conferring of golden diplomas. The Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff wish to honor the graduates from the class of 1968 by presenting them with the Golden Diploma commemorating 50 years since their graduation from St. Mary's College High School. Today, several members of the class of 1968 are here to receive their Golden Diplomas as well as to represent their classmates who could not be present today. Gentlemen, as your name is called, please come forward. Eugene Castagnini. Jay Conroy. Dominic Duncan. David Franco. Michael Holland. Patrick McConaughey. Robert McGinnis. John Patillo. Jesus Ruiz. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present to you St. Mary's College High School Golden Graduates from the class of 1968. At this time, I'd like to bring to the podium once again Dr. Peter Imperial.
We are happy at this time for Brother Edmund will now confer the diplomas to each of the graduates. As a sign of respect to all the graduates and their families, we do ask, so that everyone's names can be heard, to applaud respectfully as each name is called. Valeria Aguirreche. Ria Ajmani. Madeline Albert. Isabel Alvarez. Natasha Aranda Kay. Andres Archila. Grace Arevalo. Elena Avila. Anna Baldakowski. Jonathan Baltazar. Paulina Barajas Sanchez. Natea Bassett. Jacqueline Beatty. Quinn Beecham. Abel Behelu. Ethan Bizak. Christopher Bliscoe. Camille Jade Bolos. Michaela Boone. Noel Borg. Parker Boucher. Jordan Boykin. Madeline Bradshaw. Maxwell Brindle. Caitlin Burnham. Sydney Camara Hurtado. Khalil Chapman. Sophie Cleary Santizo. Matthew Cohen. Megan Cole. Daniel Caldwell. Olivia Connor. Zachary Desposito. Molly Dandridge. Leah Dowett. Caleb Dawson. Keith Dawson. Melana De Luca. Nicholas DeMay. Nicholas Destabel. Francis Doran. Sophia Dower Vasquez. Annika Duquette. Dejanay Evans. Neil Evans. Lucy Everett. Natalia Falke. Francesca Fernandez. Maria Figueroa. Thomas Franizek. Ella Friedson. James Garcia Jr. Edan Gath. Odine Ganbari. Sylvie Gijitsi. Ricardo Gonzalez. Malo Goslin. Brian Govers. Brooks Gregory. Charlotte Guillory. Christopher Hargrove Thompson. Benjamin Harmon. Kali Hatcher. Spencer Helvig. Dylan Hendershot. Samuel Hines III. Haken Hoyer Nielsen. Kayla Hurd. Janelle Ingram. Sienna Malia Inoye. Henry Jackman. Darius Jackson. Benjamin Jaffe. Sebastian Jimenez. Ryan Jones. Xavier Jones. Devin Kelly. Mariah Kahan. Alexandra Kirkman. Micah Klein. Grace Lamont. Jamal Lewis. Catherine Logan. Azmi Lowe. Matthew Loyer. Mariela Lopez. Brianna Lozano. Christopher Lunn. Shansavi Lee Jr. Avery Martin. Masashi Matsumoto. Satoshi Matsumoto. Christopher McEwen. Christian Medrano. Omar Miller. Olivia Monforte. Elena Sofia Montano. Giselle Mungia. Yamani Musa. Kara Narberis. Semiramis Nunez. Victoria O'Sullivan. Erica Ordaz. Raul Ornelas. Jana Marie Pevenito. Joseph Peterman. Justin Petty. Damaris Pineda Ayala. Jean-Pierre Petri. Alexander Poletayev. Max Pollock. Clinton Pugh. Jacob Puns. Simone Rice. Manuel Theodore Rimando. Diego Rincon. Alexander Rodier. Yeah, pick him up. Aubrey Sohuria. Simran Saini. Guadalupe Saldana. Ariana Salimi. Jordan Samuel. Genesis Sanchez. Isaiah Saucer. Rosemarie Scanlon. Natalie Schreider. Evan Sears. Annabella Secona. Ayana Shields. Bobby Shore. Estrella Silva. Jonah Siemenauer. Lila Singh. Samantha Solemnidad. Darius Spencer. Sean Stranahan. Devin Switalski. Akhenaten Taharka. Joe Tarczynski. Eva Thomas. Kobe Thompson. Serena Tucker. Diogo Villas Boas. Brian Vines. Courtney Vu. Jordan Wade. Bailey Walvard. David Watts. Owen Wilcox. Genevieve Wiley. Aiden Williams. Catherine Wolfer. Robert Wood, Jr. Dylan Wyatt. Star Vyzhikovsky. And Jonas Yee. Graduates, please stand. On behalf of St. Mary's College High School, I present to you the graduating class of 2018.
Now, before we close the ceremony, we ask all family members and guests to remain in their seats until the graduates have left the theater. Graduates will meet their family and friends outside of the plaza. Finally, to conclude our ceremony, we invite all alumni of St. Mary's College High School present today to come forward in front of the stage area. Faculty, alumni, and other alumni present will join our newest alums, graduates of the class of 2018, as we all sing our alma mater, the Bells of St. Mary's. Look at these wonderful alums. They keep coming. The bells of St. Mary's, they always shall guide us through all of our sorrows, our victories and hopes, for we will be faithful to all you have taught us to live for. trust in God, St. Mary's hail. If our alumni could take your seats so we can begin the recessional.